West Cork Beard Company make beard oil and beard balm for a strong, healthy, great-looking beard. Handmade from all natural ingredients in Clonakilty, West Cork. Check out their YouTube channel for beard care tips and advice, or catch them online at westcorkbeardcompany.ie.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome back to the Same Old Arsenal podcast. Episodes, I don't know, but I know the title of it. The title is The Hoodo is Over at Last. A win at Old Trafford has come our way. It's been 14 long years. Imagine, 14 years without a win at Old Trafford. Deary, deary me. But it's gone now. The Hoodo is gone. And it feels great to get that off. And especially me, been living in Ireland where they're all Man United and Liverpool fans. There was a lot of quiet fellas at work this morning, let me tell you that. Link below in the description to our sponsor, the West Cork Beard Company. The link is in the description. Free shipping for you all. It would make fantastic Christmas presents if you're wondering what to get someone. Obviously, it would probably be best if they had a beard. But yeah, link below in the description. Please support Colin as he sponsors the podcast. Judge, how are you, sir?
Yeah, all good, all good. Like, I'm just looking in the group chat. You know, like the people who are on the chat there. Who's the young kid at the bottom?
What's this?
Well, because obviously Dan shaved his beard off, so they don't recognise him. So,
no, mate, it's West Cork beard oil. That's what it does to you, mate.
And I just want to say, Russ, when you ring me, and then I ring you back, have your phone on. You know, unbelievable. I rang him back and his phone switched off. You know what I mean? What a trip. Anyway, that's another story. And who was late today? Like, you know, who was late? Who was late?
You.
No, it wasn't me. No. I was on time again, like, you know. So just saying that somebody was late. And it weren't me, was it, Mr. Shade? Chaser, or whatever your name is tonight. Anyway, like,
isn't it? We were sat here at 20 to 8 having a good old chat.
Yeah, and then just as we're about to go off air, he jumps off. You can't.
Well,
that
was because his internet glitch, not like you.
Look,
Coming in.
He's been trick or treating for tonight, so he could got some sweets for tonight. He's a bloody joke, the bloke. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I don't know, but
Judges, talk to us quickly about before we go into it deeply. How good was that yesterday? And you know, before we go and talk about players, I mean, we sat here last week saying, I don't know if we can beat Man United, the Leicester. I mean, we've gone from one extreme to the other, which is allowed. The Leicester game was poor. This week was brilliant, in my opinion. So we'll be upbeat.
I've got to say this, that I didn't see it coming. I'll be honest, I didn't expect us to win there. I was, not looking forward to the game. I was convinced we was going to lose, mainly because of, I felt the players would let us down again. And also what we've been, just the way we've played at Man United over the last few years. But I've got to say, so proud to be an Arsenal fan after that game. Just proud to be an Arsenal fan because I've been saying it before. So jealous of other teams winning one of those games, but all of a sudden we've now done it. And the feeling last night. And do you know what? I was hoping that Brighton would get something against Spurs, but when it did not matter. You know, you're always looking at their results. So I couldn't care less because I was on cloud cuckoo land after that result yesterday. Like, I couldn't be more proud of being an Arsenal fan. From 1 to 11, they were all magnificent yesterday. Every single one of them was magnificent yesterday, and I couldn't be more happy to be an Arsenal fan. And I'll tell you what I said before the game, the only good thing is about the game is I'm not going all the way up there, but I'd have loved to have been up there. Like,
yeah. I think someone did say on Twitter. Someone did say on Twitter, what a bloody, that's about our luck. We beat Man United at Old Trafford when no one can be there. Because I could have imagined 3,000-4,000 Gooners in there.
It'd have been great coming home last night. After that game, on the motorways and all that. It would have been fantastic, But it weren't to be. But I tell you what, though, all jokes aside, great result. Just so pleased. And that's the thing about being a fan. When you lose, you're down. When you win, you're on the high. And I'm got up this morning buzzing to go into what even Spurs fans coming in today and saying, "Oh, you deserved that win," and I don't know about that. That party looks a good player and all a bit worried and all that. Like, lovely to see.
Absolutely. Before we go on and talk about the performances, we'll bring Dan in. If everyone could like the video that's watching, there's 150 of you watching. If everyone could like it, that would be great. I set a task last week of 500 likes. I think we got 480, so we missed it by 20. So let's go for 500 again. So if you're watching live, hit that like button right now, and if you're watching on catch up, hit the like button for us right now. Daniel. First of all, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daniel. Happy birthday to you.
Hey.
Many more.
It's his birthday tomorrow.
Pots, it's your birthday, though. I did not know.
Tomorrow, mate. Tomorrow.
Oh, well, it ain't the day then, is it? Bloody hell, Craig.
But it's very kind of Craig. Very kind. Same birthday as you, right, mate?
Boy, always premature, always coming too early. Oh, I don't know.
No, thank you for that. Thank you, much appreciated, and thanks for everyone in the chat as well. Same birthday as Ian Wright, absolute legend.
Oh yeah, because it's the thing, isn't it?
So, yeah. So I've had a shave for November, so I now look completely different. Got myself a new background because I'm at my dad's, so I've got my Thierry Henry in the background and my Arteta shirt. I thought that was very fitting. So, made the effort, but absolutely buzzing from yesterday.
I bet it don't fit, though.
Do you know what? It's actually not even mine. It's my mum's, actually, so it's definitely not going to fit. It definitely ain't going to.
It looks a bit small.
Mate. It ain't going to fit me, no way.
Just before we talk, just want to bring this in because otherwise, I keep bringing these in.
Yeah, sure.
Unique 79. Thank you for the kind donation, mate. That's a Big Mac. That's a cheeseburger each, I'd say, on the old Euro Saver menu. Thank you very much, or Pound Saver menu, what it is, however you call it in the UK. El Nenian party were absolutely immense. God, were they? Oh my God! By the way, look. I'm sure we'll be talking about that, but God, yes, how good were they? Thank you very much for your kind donation, mate. Dan, beating Manchester United at Old Trafford, always nice.
Mate, it's something I did not expect at all, if I'm honest with you. I really didn't. I was predicting a loss and I was being very pessimistic because of the way we were playing. And all I wanted to see was a response and something different and some solutions. And I think that we got that straight away. The team news excited me because I did not see Xhaka or Mustafi in the team. And obviously that is going to make me very, 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 very happy. Seeing El Neni and Holding come in there, I think in terms of Holding, you see him come in and I thought to myself, well, how fit is he going to be, But Holding came in ahead of Mustafi, and that was good news for me. It goes to show that Arteta really isn't happy with Mustafi if he has been back for like 1 day or 2 days training and Rob Holding's come in. Thought he was outstanding. And it was just a great defensive display, but our midfield totally bossed it. And, Unique, the comment there from Unique about El Neni and Partey, for me, you could have tossed a coin at who was man of the match. I went for El Neni, but I thought as well as them two, Gabriel was absolutely fantastic. Those three were superb. And what we're seeing here, Craig, is I don't want to go over the top when I say this with these two signings, but Gabriel and Partey have what we've been needing for 16 years, like we've said. But what you see with them is not just their ability, but their characters. They look like they have the mentality that I want to see in this Arsenal side. They're slotted into those positions like they've been there for 6 to 10 years, in my opinion. We're not looking at bedding them in. It's just frustrating, really, that we didn't play Gabriel against Liverpool. But he's realised now that those two need to be playing as much as possible in this first team in the league. Because for me, Thomas Partey was total genius in the midfield, but Gabriel was an absolute beast in the back. And that's what we need now, is those players to drive us forward. And El Neni, the reason I went for El Neni ahead of the other two, I've got to say this, is because I wasn't so shocked with El Neni with Partey and Gabriel, because I've seen them before and I've seen what they can do. I've not seen El Neni play like that. And the reason I haven't seen him play like that is because he's not had a partner like Partey next to him who allows him that freedom, because he is. It just shows you what you can do without Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka wouldn't be able to have done that because he's not as mobile. All Granit Xhaka does is, if you look at his pass map, is sideways and backwards. El Neni was driving forward. And if there's anything you want to see or take away from the El Neni performance, go and look at the 91st minute when he's chasing Lindelof and Shaw down and tell me that he doesn't deserve man of the match for what he's done there. I thought the three of them were outstanding and it was a great performance. So, yeah, Arteta masterclass, absolutely buzzing.
Absolutely. I'll just bring this in there before we come to Mark. This comes from Taryn. The win covers for the Leicester result. We've got to keep up and win versus Villa, Leeds and Wolves before the North London derby to make a serious top four push. Happy birthday, Dan, he says. Thank you very much, Taryn, for the kind donation.
Thank you very much.
There, mate.
Cheers, Taryn.
Thank you very much. Mark.
Hello.
14 long years. 14 long years we've been waiting for a win at Old Trafford. It comes along.
Get your nuts out.
It comes along. How was you feeling yesterday on the full-time whistle?
I'd had a couple of beers, so I was a little bit tipsy. So, no, it's just a fantastic day. I'd almost forgotten what that feeling was like. And it's to a man, as Lee said, they were all superb. What I like to see is we're getting some nice pockets of some team work, some partnerships going. Tierney and Saka down the left-hand side. Bellerin, who I've not been a massive fan of, and Willian was superb down that right-hand side yesterday. Willian came within a whisker of getting his first goal for the club. Bellerin was fizzing balls across the box. He was unlucky not to get an assist, and obviously got the penalty. Again, fed by Willian to Bellerin to win the penalty. That partnership down there was superb. I know we've got the Holding coming yesterday. He done an absolute number on the man of the moment, Marcus Rashford. On and off the pitch, Marcus Rashford is the man of the moment. And Rob Holding done an absolute number on him yesterday. And a proper old-fashioned number. I'm a defender. I love me defending. So, I'll let the others take the lead with the forward line. But Rob Holding kicking lumps out of Rashford, hitting him early on the halfway line, injuring him. We know he's got back issues, Marcus Rashford, and he whacked him in the back in the first 10, 15 minutes, and it took him 10, 15 minutes to run it off. Didn't see him again. And you may say that's unfair, you may say that's cheating, but when you're playing, and that first challenge was the first challenge, and they were tasty challenges back in the day.
Yeah.
And Rob Holding left something on Rashford yesterday, and he just had him. All ends up. And
we were even. Me, for those who don't know, me and Mark played in the same youth side for a good number of years. Even our manager, which happened to be, it wasn't your dad at the start of it, was it? But in the end, it was your dad. And even he used to say to us, first tackle, hit 'em hard but fair. It goes from the grassroots right up to. I
didn't hear the second bit. I must have missed the second bit. I just got the first bit.
Yeah, the first bit. Just hit 'em hard.
Just go in, and we see Holding doing that. It's proper old school, and whatever he didn't manage to get hold of yesterday, we've got Gabriel now, who's what a centre half this lad is. He is all round, his distribution, his aerial battles, his strength, his pace. How lucky are we to have signed this lad? Was he? How lucky are we lucky? And then Thomas Partey, what a monster he was, driving forward, driving runs into the heart of their defence. They had Hernandez, Pogba, Fred, and somebody else.
Wilma.
It might as well have been. For all we know, it could have been. Couldn't it?
Too shame, Mr. Judges. Too
Barney
shame.
Rubble or someone. There was 4 of them in there yesterday. They couldn't get clear the geezer. And if they did, they'd nick
just
the
came
ball
back and
off
got
him.
it. Yeah.
And El Nini was there to help him out to win the second duel.
Yeah.
Partnerships, teamwork, all over the pitch. Absolutely outstanding. I'm buzzing about it. But we must be consistent now, and we have to build on it.
Yes,
exactly.
It's got to be.
There's no point doing all that and then going out Thursday night and losing to Malmo or whoever it is we've got. You know what I mean?
Mould. Yeah. Lee, a comment coming to the into the thing there now, and it's from a good supporter of the podcast. He's been here from the very beginning, and his name's Lee. Now, he has a very good point here. Last week we were saying that these players were not good enough, and now they are. Come on, lads, make your mind up.
Yeah, it's a good point.
It's a good point. We sat here last week and we slagged everyone off. But like I was just trying to say it the first time there, I think we were hurting last week because we should have got something out of that game, and I think it wasn't so much the performance, it was the way we got beat. It was the way we got beat because you could see what was going to happen. Everyone knew what was going to happen. Everyone knew that Jamie Vardy was going to come on and score. Everyone knew it. So I think it was the way we got beaten, and I think losing in the fashion we did hurt a bit. So as a fans, we were looking to the players, and we were telling them how bad they were. But yes, Lee, you're dead right, mate. But we can only talk about we can only talk about the game. We're not talking about the Leicester game anymore. We're talking about yesterday. Now, Lee, I want to talk to you about Mohamed Elneny. How good was he yesterday? £4 million we paid for this lad. How good was he yesterday?
He was outstanding yesterday. Just answering Lee's point, though, first of all, the players are not good enough to win the league. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. You know, they're not good enough to win the league. They might be good enough to get into the top four, but they've got to show it over a consistent basis, you know, and that is the frustration of the team at the moment. I think that if in the next 2 years, let's have a look at the team that's now to what it is in 2 years' time, and I think there will be players that won't be here no more because they're not quite good enough. But what will happen is under Arteta is if they work hard enough and show the right application, then we'll do really well. But the frustration thing from the fans' point of view is that we should have won that. You know, we had a goal disallowed. We shouldn't have. We missed chances. We missed chances yesterday, by the way. You know what I mean? We should have been 2-0 up at half time. You know, so we've got to be a little bit more clinical. Mohamed Elneny, to me, people go on about Elneny and have a little bit of a moan about him and whatever. He is a squad player. I said this yesterday. And I think that squad players can be looked down upon a little bit. But if you're going to be successful in any team, whether it be grassroots or in the professional game, you need to have squad players. Players that are going to come in and players that are going to come in and do the business and then just perform and do it. If I go back to Arsenal in '89, we had Kevin Richardson that done that. You know, I mean, I remember like people, he done it also for Everton. You know, very, very highly regarded when Everton won things. You know, when you talk to the likes of Andy Gray and people like that, they always say we wouldn't have won it if it weren't for the likes of those sort of guys. And this is what we've got. And I think at the moment he's an absolute. He just does what's on the tin, boys. He just exactly it does what he does. You know, yeah, he did. That is true. But I just think that you know exactly what you're going to get from him, and he's not. How can you say pleasing on the eye and whatever like? But I think that he just does the job, and I think he does it really, really well. And a little bit of an unsung hero yesterday. I thought he was absolutely outstanding yesterday, absolutely brilliant. Not just with his breaking up the play and his work rate, but he drove forward as well. He showed. Some real good, I just think I don't think he's had a bad game for Arsenal since he's come back, if I'll be honest. And what I liked about him was that, and Dan touched on it a little bit earlier. Granit Xhaka's a good player. Let's not get it. Let's not beat around the bush. But he could not get around the pitch like Elneny could yesterday, or Partey. You know, and that is the difference yesterday. You know, horses for courses. I reckon I'll say it now. I don't think Elneny will play in the next 2 home games.
That's what I was just about to ask you. I was just about to say, does Elneny play at home?
No, I don't think he would, because we're going to have to play a different sort of style. But this is a player that's going to come in the big games when we need to defend and shore up things and do a bloody good job. And do you know what? He won't moan about it because he's happy being an Arsenal player. But I will say this, and people can think what they want. I think going to Turkey last season and getting a season under his belt has been a real big boost for him. playing week in, week out. It's given him a bit of confidence, and I think he's been outstanding in there. And what that does now is that I think on Thursday night it'll probably be Danny coming back in and Xhaka. Well, they've got to perform, because if they don't perform, this is so the competition for places has gone up now, gone up a level, and that's what you want. And I felt that everybody produced a performance. I think Lacazette needed a good performance yesterday. If he didn't get a good performance, I think that was his lot. Done okay, done well. So Elneny can't do no more than what he done yesterday. I thought he was absolutely superb. And there is competition in that area now. I think Willock didn't even get on the bench yesterday. So there's a good competition for places in that midfield. And if you're not doing the business, then you're out. But I think that also what helped yesterday was the 4 at the back, and it gave us a little bit more at the extra man in midfield. I know, to push it. What they done yesterday, I thought was very good from Arteta. There was times when I was watching it and I think, is it a back 3 or is it a back 4? And I think they interchanged quite a bit, and I don't think Manchester United could handle it. And poor old Ollie at the wheel there, he was like the old gerbil on the wheel, going round and round and round. He didn't know what to do, did he? He didn't know what to change this and change that.
He was watching Only Fools and Horses on his iPad, I think.
Well, I think he was watching something, because he just couldn't get it, because 1 minute you think, right, we'll change this to go to a 4, and all of a sudden Arsenal were at a 3. I thought it was very, very flexible, the team selection yesterday, and that's something that the Arsenal team's got a good bit of flexibility. And, but as I say, different games now, when we're playing now, because they're home games, when the initiative is a little bit more on us. I thought what was also great yesterday was that we never went in at Man United, did we? We every time when we come to the press, we just let them say, no, come on. You come out. Yeah. You let them.
It was
I thought,
absolutely unreal to watch an Arsenal team press like that.
Yesterday. It was fantastic. It was. People said to me today, it weren't a great game. It was a fascinating game to watch yesterday. I really enjoyed it because of the tactical side of it and all that. Exactly. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting there watching it, going, "Oh my God, we've got 2 midfielders in the middle who are actually passing forward and running forward." Yeah, it was, instead of watching Xhaka and his mates pass it sideways and backwards and sideways and backwards. There's a fella, Dan, we haven't mentioned, who I thought was absolutely outstanding yesterday again, was Rob Holding. I thought he had a magnificent game. And to come back from an injury, 1 training session, and come back into that side and do the job he done yesterday, Dan, I thought he played very, very well.
He did play well, and as I said earlier, when he came in, I was shocked. I didn't expect to see the name. I didn't even know he was fit. So it goes to show you really how much that Arteta has put faith in the lad. From what we were told in the interview from Arteta, he was begging to play, and I love that. I absolutely love that. He wants to play the big games. He wants to prove himself. He sees a chance for himself here, and I honestly believe he's the best partner for Gabriel now. I think he's better than David Luiz, whether you're playing 4 or 3. Because I just think he's not got the mistakes in him that David Luiz has. He's definitely better than Mustafi, and I think Arteta's proven that by picking him when Mustafi was fitter than him. So I think that when you look at it, he's a player that can actually prove himself now. But alongside Gabriel, I think what we've got here is a player that I was all telling everybody is going to be fantastic, and he's proven that. He's been our best player this season by far. There's no one come close for me. No one even comes close. He's been solid like that every single game. I saw him have 1 dodgy pass, I think, against one of the teams that's gone past me now, and that was it. The rest of it has been solid. Yesterday, he was just outstanding. The last-ditch tackle on Matic where he's trying to cry for a penalty, and he's already on a yellow card. He timed that to perfection. I thought he was commanding. He's got pace. He's a real kind of leader at the back, it seems. So it's going to help players like Rob Holding when you've got somebody next to him like that. But credit where credit's due, I thought Rob Holding came in and he was 7 or 8 out of 10 as well. So I think what we're looking at positives are certainly those players we've mentioned in the Elneny's, Parties and the Gabriels and Holdings. Where it's negative is we still cannot finish our dinner. How many chances do we need? Willian hit the crossbar. Aubameyang went sliding in late. You've got Lacazette, who did look like an air shot, but I think Lindelof had just got a chance. Saka with a free header. I know he's a young lad, but that's free now. He ain't got many more chances to miss for me. He's missed one against City, one against Liverpool, and now one against Leicester, and now one against Man United. I know he's only 19, but he's got to put them away. That's a free header there. It don't matter who you are, you've got to put that away. So that needs to be changed, because we can't be sneaking away with penalty 1-0 wins much longer. We've got to be 2 or 3-0 up and take these chances, because that should have been a comfortable game there. And if that penalty's not given, we ain't talking like this. We're 0-0 and we're all pissed off. So we need to ensure that we are 2 or 3-0. I'll just take your chances. Take your chances, because Lee's right. Lacazette was a lot better yesterday, but we do need to see more from him and some of the others, because at the moment it's getting really frustrating when we are not taking our chances. And the last thing I'll say, this is Man United, and I don't care how well they're playing. We stepped up and we had a response and we had a solution yesterday, and we bullied them. And that's not something I can say that we have done in a very long, long time. I think we've lost nearly half of our games, and we're a point off 4th, and we've only conceded 7 and got the best defensive record in the league. Yep. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Harry's not with us. Harry's not with us this evening because of a family celebration, but he actually tweeted what you just said. He's tried. He said we're 4th.
That's odd that I agree with him.
We're a few points off the top 4. We've got the best defensive record in the league. We've already played City, Liverpool, and Man United away. And I think the last closing statement on that was, "Don't dare tell me that we haven't improved." He's dead right. It's massive improvement. Massive improvement. Hello to you all in the chat box. Thanks for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure to see you all here. 324 of you. If you haven't hit that like button, please do. We're setting a target of 500. Good evening to you if you're watching on Facebook, and good evening to you if you're watching on the old Twitter. Before we come to Mark, this one comes in from Pramud. Good evening, sir. How are you? Happy birthday, Dan. How wonderful is it to see players who wouldn't need another world-class player next behind ahead of them to perform? I enjoyed it. I think he's talking about Mohamed El-Neni there, is he? Or Partey even. Mark, let's talk about Thomas Partey. It was like watching a swan move around the lake majestically.
It was.
Everyone thinks I'm joking. It was watching.
No, you're right.
It was like watching a swan. How good, Mark, to see a midfielder playing like that for Arsenal. I mean, like, every time he lost the ball, he just went and got it back so easily.
He eats up the ground, doesn't he?
Yeah. So how good is it to have a player like him now?
Well, I think I see a piece by one of the respected Arsenal journalists who was saying that in Gabriel and Partey we now have the makings of a spine, and when you put into that Uber up top, all of a sudden that is a spine worthy of winning the league. Baby steps, isn't it? Arteta's been here not a year. He's had one transfer window, but my Christ, is he making the right moves is he he's identifying the players that we need with the characteristics that we need to improve this squad, and he's gone out and got them. And by the way, he's gone out and got them, and he hasn't spent a fortune. You know what I mean? He's got them at the right monies, hasn't he? You know what I mean? And Thomas Partey, we will naturally, as Arsenal fans, look to label him as the next Vieira, won't we?
We do.
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I do, but I think it's wrong. I don't think
it is wrong, because I think actually Vieira was a fantastic world-class player who won everything in the game, but he was very blessed to be playing in a team that had world-class superstars all around it when he arrived. Thomas Partey is coming into a very, very different environment. He's coming into an Arsenal football club in transition. Vieira came into an Arsenal football club that was the champions. So but Thomas Partey has got the ability to be as good a player. Now, if Roy Keane, and I know we don't greatly respect what Roy Keane says, because a lot of it's about clickbait and a lot of it's about putting on a show. But if him and Paul Merson and a lot of the ex-pros are talking about Thomas Partey in the same breath as Vieira, then that says it all for me. He is
a good point,
class.
mate, yeah.
He is class. You can see he's class. He's settled into that team, and already the players around him are looking to him to lead. And I didn't realise actually how much of a driving force he was going to be. I thought he was going to come in and he was going to do the job in front of the back four, and he was going to make us more solid. That would mean we wouldn't have to have 3 centre-backs doing the job of 2 men. That, but actually yesterday we went with the 3 centre-backs, and Thomas Partey was marauding up the pitch, pressing high, winning the ball, or causing people to give loose passes that then El Nini was latching onto. The two of them together.
There is a lot of similarities in the game. I mean, how many times have we seen?
Can I come in, please? Can I come in?
Well, you're cold. Take your coat off if you're cold. Just come in.
Listen, when Patrick Vieira first came to Arsenal, he played against Sheffield Wednesday, if anybody remembers that game, and he come in and he was mind blown straight away from I think he come on for Ray Parlour's 60 minutes he played. He blew me away from the first time I ever see him. I thought, my God, what a player. And that's where the similarities are with Partey, because he's come in, Partey, and just done exactly what Vieira done in that sense. Now, to be compared to Patrick Vieira, I think you're going to have to be one hell of a player, because for me he was just awesome.
Yeah.
But that's where the comparison is, and I see that comparison, because he's just come in, and as you said, not many training sessions, not whatever, and it looks like a walk in the park. He went to Old Trafford and bossed the game, and that's what you want to see. Now, I was sitting there Saturday night. Was it Saturday night? Yeah, Saturday night, watching, or it might have been Friday night, one at a time, watching the 2002 game between Arsenal and Manchester United, and Vieira was playing in that game. And I turned around and said, we ain't got, no way can we play like that again, when we just absolutely bossed the game. And Vieira and Hoodo were the 2 players that were doing that. And I said, we ain't got no one in midfield that can do that. And then I see yesterday 2 players do exactly that. And I thought, 18 years on, I never thought I'd see it. So, and the game's changed as well, where it's a different bossing of the game, where you've got the physicality, you have to do it in a different way, and we've done that. So for me, I can see where the comparisons are with Partey, and he's just a dream of a player, isn't he? Would you want to play against like Pogba? I'll tell you that Pogba's very, very strong. He brushed him aside like he weren't there yesterday on more than one occasion. It was bloody lovely to see. And it's right. We haven't seen that probably since Vieira. Maybe when who's the guy that got injured play for us? France.
Silva.
Diaby.
Diaby. I haven't seen that since Diaby. You know what I mean? Like performances. So. And I think he got labelled with the Vieira sort of a label, which was a little bit unfair. But I see him dominate games.
He was a fantastic player. I don't care what anyone says.
I see him dominate a game at Anfield, where he was just absolutely immense. And what I see yesterday was Thomas Partey, and I know we've got to have when Vieira dominated that game against Man United to win the league up there in 2002. He had to have somebody alongside him, and he had that with Hoodo. And for Partey to dominate the game like he did yesterday, he needed backup, and he got it from El Nini. So that he couldn't have done it all on his own. And but the similarities were there, and it was fantastic to see. Going up to Man United yesterday and seeing us dominate a midfield. When it got a bit tough, I see players making like tackles. Rashford was used as a rag doll yesterday. I bet he's loving it today, thinking he can go and go down to the government and try and sort out school meals, because he didn't enjoy that. With Gabriel, and then the thing was, there was no respect for him.
Yes.
I love that. There was no respect from there. You know what I mean? Like whether it was Pogba, whether it was Greenwood, whether it was Rashford, wherever come on. The other one, who I think's a fantastic player, I didn't even know he was playing till he went off. Fernandes. I didn't even know he was playing. That's how dominated they were. I thought, bloody hell, I didn't. You know, all of a sudden we were fearing these players, and all before the game, and at the end of it, they was brushed aside. It was fantastic to see.
With the positives come some negatives. I don't really want to talk about negatives, but I suppose we have to. But before we do, this one comes in from Alexander. Thank you very much, Alexander.
Oh, got chips now.
Well, yeah, that's it. Well, I don't know. I'll say we could go for a meal. Partey and Gabriel will be AFC's best signings in the last 10 years. Yes, better than Aubameyang. Partey is such a technically brilliant player. It's unreal. Absolutely agree with you, Alexander. I think Thomas Partey could be the best signing of the Emirates era.
I think it could be right. Just changing the subject quickly, Craig. You know what I mean? Talking about, because we're going to have this McDonald's. I had a McDonald's on Saturday, like, and not enough salt on the chips. And if you ain't got enough salt on the chips, it's not good, is it?
It's not. But they've stopped. Well, the thing is with McDonald's, you see, if you remember, 10 years ago, the chips were always nice and salty. But unfortunately, they had to stop putting salt on them because of some government directive about heart disease and all this malarkey. So was
that right? Is that why?
You put your salt on yourself now.
Wow, really? I'll have to ask for extra salt then, because I was a bit disappointed.
Well, there you are.
Anyway, there you go.
Bit of useless information for you.
Got to have salt on the old chips.
Oh, you got.
You're gonna have to go some way to. Sorry to talk about football on the podcast, but you'd have to go some way to beat the signing of Aubameyang, wouldn't he? Thomas Partey.
Say that again, mate. Sorry.
What we're saying about Partey could be the best signing of the Emirates era, but I mean, he's going to have to go some way to catch up with Aubameyang, isn't he? You know what I mean? This guy's a walking legend.
I don't know. Yes. I get what you're saying. But I think Thomas Partey.
A great signing, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think he could bring us more. He could.
Well, Aubameyang won us. You could argue Aubameyang won us the FA Cup, and that's a historical thing.
Mate.
It's a historical thing, isn't it? So Partey, look, he's a great player. He's got the potential to be, as you say, the best signing of the Emirates era. He's going to have to. He's got some proving to do. You know, he's only. Let's have it right. It's only one game.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Okay. But even still, I mean,
people are saying Alexis is the best signing.
Not for me. No.
Well, if he'd have stayed,
you can be the best. Yeah, exactly. Like he done the offs when we needed him most for money. So it doesn't matter whether he was the best signing of the Emirates era. To me, as a fan, I don't want to. I don't even see that fella's face. I'll turn the telly over. I can't stand him. He's a little rat for what he done to us. Went for money, gone for money, and now look at him on loan in Italy, and doing whatever he does. But for me, I don't even want to see the geezer's face.
Anyway, sorry to.
Anyway, that's all right. Now,
if you go to Burger King, Lou, by the way, you have to buy your own sauce. You don't get that free either. Just giving you the heads up in case you ever go there.
Oh, well, that's right. I haven't been to the Burger King for a very, very long while. I'm a McDonald's man, if I'll be honest, or more so a Wimpy man. But
I was a Wimpy man as well.
Yeah, Wimpy, love a Wimpy. But out of three, I'd go Wimpy, McDonald's,
Burger King. Anyway, let's talk about football. The negatives yesterday. If we're going to be serious, like Dan touches on about the chances, we need a new centre forward. I'm sorry. Lacazette yesterday. Every time he got the ball, he miscontrolled it. His passing is awful, and he just looks like a man playing with no confidence whatsoever. And when he got subbed off yesterday, I don't know if anyone saw him, but he made some gesture as if to say, "What? Me? Like, how can you be taking me off?" Dan, I thought he was rubbish yesterday.
I think Lacazette's been poor for the whole of this season, mate. And he gets this year, to be honest. He gets this year, and he then goes into his contract. He's on 180 grand a year. Lacazette has turned into Darius for sale. Brilliant. I like that, Matthew. He's on about 182k a week, which means that if he wants to sign a new contract, which he has to do in the summer or leave, then he's going to ask for about 250k a week, and I don't think he deserves that. So for me, I'll be looking to get rid of him and upgrade on a striker like a Marcus Thuram and Edouard, the Raul Jimenez, somebody like that, personally. But I think for the short term, if Lacazette is not going to be firing, we have still got solutions, and those two solutions are either Martinelli when he comes back, because I think Martinelli is a forward, I really do. And the only other option while he's still out, if Lacazette isn't firing, is to play Pepe more centrally, because I still believe that we've got something with this kid. And I think that if we find the system that suits Pepe, we'll see him firing. I just don't think that sticking him out on the right-hand side in isolation with three players marking him is doing him any favours. And he's so predictable on his left foot, cutting inside. So I'd like to see those options utilised. I didn't think it was Lacazette's worst game, but I'm with you, Craig. I didn't really see that he was outstanding. Some people were saying he was really working hard, and I just think he kept fouling people again and losing the ball. So
exactly.
It's just becoming very frustrating with me. But one thing I will say, and I'll touch on, is I think from what the lads were saying before, I think we have to look at our comparisons to where we are with Manchester United. Manchester United come third last season, and their transfer recruitment has been terrible. Now, ours has been pretty poor over the years. But if you look at what we've done in the recent years, I don't think it's been so bad. If you were to ask Manchester United now, would you rather spend 70 million on Gabriel and Partey or 80 million on Harry Maguire? They'd snap your hand off at Gabriel and Partey. Mm-hmm. We've done our business well. We've done it very, very clever. We signed Tierney for 25 million, or was it 22 to rise into 25? They spent 30 million on Shaw. We've got Bellerin and Maitland-Niles and Cedric for quite a lot, hardly any money really that we've spent on them. They've spent 50 million on Wan-Bissaka, who's absolutely fine one-on-one defending, but it's got nothing going forward. And then look at their midfield: 55 million on Fred, 100 million on Pogba, 50 to 60 million on Fernandes. So I look at this and I think we are not doing as bad as we have done previously at the previous regime. We're now on a different run moving forward. And I look at some of the players that were in the Invincible team. And I saw a great article the other day comparing this side to the last time Arsenal won something. And they weren't comparing them to quality, because it would have been a stupid argument, because this team is nowhere near the Invincibles. But I understood what he was saying, because what he brought up was some characters. He wasn't talking about ability. He was talking about characters. And he was saying that Gabriel and Partey's mentality could be as good as Patrick Vieira and Sol Campbell. And I totally understood that. He brought Kieran Tierney up as being the Ashley Cole mentality. He brought Saka and Martinelli up in the kind of Pires and Ljungberg positions that can be, it doesn't matter where you play me, I've got the mentality to make it as a footballer, and I'm going to make it in this team. But one thing he said was, we are currently missing a Lauren, Kolo Touré and Gilberto Silva in this side. And they are three of the most underrated players in that Invincible season. And I think that if you look at that currently, they're the positions we need to upgrade on. And I think Lacazette is one of those. I think Bellerin, Lacazette, Xhaka and Mustafi are the ones we need to be upgrading on, personally. So it doesn't matter to me who they are, but if we can get those signings right, whether it's Housamouar, Upamecano, Klosterman, Edouard, whoever they are, bring those players in over the next couple of windows, because in the summer of 2021, we are finally going to see the back of some of this dead wood, and then we can start to move forward. So as far as I'm concerned with Lacazette, he is one of 3 or 4 that needs to be done from this club. And I hope he has a great season, don't get me wrong, but that is all he's going to get for me as far as I'm concerned. We need to get rid of some of these players, and I think that Lacazette, unfortunately, is one of them.
What would you say about that, Mark? I mean, there's a few people in the chat there saying that we're being harsh on him. I don't think so. I don't think we're being harsh on him. Okay, to come out and call him out and out rubbish, it's probably a bit harsh, but
yeah,
we're not. I don't think we're being harsh in calling it.
Not everybody can score all the time, can they? I know what you're saying. Not everybody can take the limelight. You know, you have got to have an outlet. You have got to have a man who can hold the ball up. you take Giroud when France won the World Cup. I don't think he scored a goal, but he's got a World Cup winners medal at home, and he led the front line for France the whole way on his own. You could argue that he kept Lacazette out of the team, by the way, so that's another thing. But Lacazette, he's doing a job, and it's an unselfish job. It's possibly not his natural thing to be doing, to have his back to the goal, to be. Evening. It's probably not his natural thing, is it, to be a target man, a holding the ball up. I see him more as a striker, not as a sort of a target man. You know what I mean? So he's working hard. Yes, we're talking about upgrading. Then Dan's exactly right, isn't he? We want to upgrade Lacazette. How much is it going to cost us, though? Have we got the funds? Is it priority? All these questions are what management teams have to weigh up when they're looking at their budgets and areas of the pitch that we want to strengthen first. Done the right thing. We strengthened the spine with Partey and Gabriel, and we'll get round to the front line, won't we? Lacazette's not the long-term answer. I don't believe that. I don't think any of us believe that. The same as with Bellerin's days at right back will come to an end in the next couple of years, won't they? But is it priority right now? No. But he does miss too many chances, and that's a shame. But like we say, where's the option? There is that lad at Celtic or Rangers who I like, who could come down and do a job. I think. If you see someone in the group chat, they're talking about £75 million release clause for Haaland. I'm not quite sure we're in those financial territories, although that would be amazing, wouldn't it? But I don't know. Yeah. It's a difficult one with Lacazette. It is a difficult one because I know we want to say we could put Pepe up there and try something different, but then do we then have that outball? Do you know what I mean? You do have to have people in the team who do an unselfish role for the team.
Now, just a few people in the chat wanting to know who that was coming in behind me. It wasn't Graham. No, it wasn't.
Can't come in, Graham. Get out.
Can't come in. That was my little boy dropping off my Nicorette chewing gum because they've been downtown to get it for me. So, he did knock. Did you hear it? Oh, there. Look. What? Look, come and say hello quickly because I know you want standing outside the door there. Come here. Sorry now to everyone, but this is my... Can you see him? Look at this. That.
All right, lad.
Say hello to everyone. It's absolutely freezing cold over here in Ireland, and he's up here with no top on. Absolute hard.
I thought the stars were coming through the door for a minute there, so...
Your T-shirt's falling down. Okay. Now, listen, mate. We are live on the Same Old Arsenal podcast, live to the world. So just say hello to everyone, and then I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Go on, say hello. You going to say hello? No? Right, okay. See you later.
See you later, Tarzan.
Anyway, Lee, Lacazette. Are we being harsh? Look, and people are saying, is it a priority? Mark said there, is it a priority? To me, it is a priority because, we should... The chances he missed against Leicester, he didn't play too well yesterday. We should. I
thought we done all right yesterday. Come on, you know what I mean? It's not easy when you're playing away from home. You're back towards goal. Come on, if you've ever played that position, it's not easy. You got
I don't know,
someone
35 goals.
35
goals coming out of goal.
So
Mark back me up on that one.
So, but I think also don't forget maybe Mikel Arteta's waiting for Martinelli because then Martinelli can go out on the left. And then Aubameyang down the middle, see what that goes. Yeah. We've got to keep Martinelli up our sleeve because I think he is the future. Someone's put in there Bellingham, give him a chance. I'm hoping that he'll get a chance on Thursday to show his worth. I think it's about time we give these kids I'd rather see him. I'd say give him a chance, because he's got a bit more power and everything there, and we'll see. Because Eddie's had enough chances. He's done okay, Eddie. I'm not having a go at Eddie when we say this. So let's give this Bellingham a go and see what happens. And if you never know, do you? But this is the thing with the Europa League. We can get these players in and get them having a bit of experience. You know, if it weren't for the Europa League, Harry Kane would not be doing what he's doing at Spurs now, because they had the opportunity to play him.
Very, very true.
So I think that it's an opportunity for us to give him a go, see what he can do. And you know, Lacazette, I don't think is the future for the football club. You know, I think he's 29, 30 now, might even be 30. And we've got to look to, you know, upgrade on that. But at the moment, he's doing a job. And I think that he's doing okay. I don't think that he's, you know, pulling up trees and all that, you know. And I don't think he really had that many good chances yesterday to make it happen. He laid one on for Aubameyang, and you know, he done okay yesterday, you know. So, but I get what we're saying on that. I think that we need an upgrade, but I agree with what Mark's saying there. We do need to upgrade on other positions before him. You know, I look at it from there. We've got Martinelli in the background there to look into there, but I do think that we need to spend money in other areas. I still think that we need another central defender, and also maybe another midfield player. You know, like someone that's going to create. I think those two positions need to be upgraded more than Lacazette at this moment in time.
Okay, a name that came in there as well from the lads in the chat. That Bernd Leno played very well yesterday. He did. He did play very well yesterday. Look,
here he goes.
Goalkeeper's Union.
Everything he needed to do, he made it look very simple. Was 100% behind the ball all the time. Didn't make any dodgy passes. That's what you want from your goalkeeper. Well done, Bernd Leno. Well done, Bernd Leno. Great performance. That's what we're looking for.
Good tidy save actually down to his near post from Greenwood early on. You know,
he's expected to do, but that's what you expect from a good goalkeeper.
You don't get a lot of credit for them ones, do you, Lee Craig? I mean, you saved that, and everyone goes, you shouldn't be getting beat at your near post. But I mean, that came at him some pace. Do you know what I mean? And
very
Greenwood,
good. It's a reaction save.
He's very good at getting his shots off, that Greenwood. I do like him, sadly.
I'm glad he's English.
In
the chat next week, it's Martinez versus Leno shootout. Oh, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Not really.
Yeah, it will be.
So how many goals has Martinez conceded in the last 2 games now? 7, is it? Sold the wrong goalkeeper.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that we said that. It'd be good to see, like, you know. Let's see.
Anyway, let's not get into that debate. That one's been done.
Done. Leno's the man. Here's a good question, Leon. I'll come to you with this one first. No, that's not the one. 1 second there now. Here we are now. This is a good one. This one comes in from. Yeah. I'm really sorry, right? I am not going to even attempt to pronounce that because I don't want to offend
Mr. Rajput. Rajput.
Mr. Rajput. Yeah, that.
Aditya.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. But how do we know?
Aditya.
Rajput.
Well, I hope he said that right because I'm still not going to have a go off it. But it's a great question. Is Willian hindering Pepe's progress, Lee? I think it's a bloody good question.
I think that's a fantastic question. And the one thing that I would say about this, I don't think that, and I might be wrong on this, but I don't think that Mikel Arteta has got any loyalty towards Pepe because he's not his signing. I do believe that, like, you know, because if he was his signing, I'm pretty sure that he'd be playing because 72 million. I feel, right, and I had a little bit of a moan about it on Thursday. I thought Pepe was just enjoying his game of football on Thursday and he took him off, and people turning around and saying, oh, that means he's going to play Sunday. And he didn't play Sunday. So why not let him just, you know, when you're enjoying the game of football, making things happen, why take him off? I don't understand that. And so I do feel that there's a little bit in that. And I don't think Pepe done anything wrong on Thursday. And then I see Willian just walk straight back in the side. I'd be a little bit disappointed if I was Pepe on that. You know, I think, you know, we've got a little bit of a problem here. Is that we've got the boy's worth £72 million. So we've got to, I'm not saying we've got to play him, but what I'm saying is he's got to be an arm around him and we've got to try and somehow get the best out of him. But you know, it seems to me that Willian is the man that's going to come in there and do that. Did Willian pull up any trees yesterday? I think he played very well yesterday. I don't think
he did,
say that he didn't. I think probably that from his first game against Fulham to that game, that was his best game. But so it will be an interesting shootout between them two, because I think that on the right hand side, I think on the left hand side we said Martinelli and Aubameyang. I think that may be moved that Aubameyang comes in the middle, but that ain't going to happen with Pepe or Willian. And I just think that Willian on yesterday's performance, I thought was good. I thought first 10-15 minutes weren't, but after that, you know, he held on to the ball. I thought he played really, really well yesterday. So, but he's got to do that in the next game now against Villa. And if he doesn't, then, you know, people will be starting to look at Pepe. But I think with Pepe also, he's got to come in. And I don't think that he's done this, Craig. I don't think he's actually come in and gone, wow. I think he's done okay. But he's not been, wow, look at that. You know what I mean? You know, I think maybe he might have been able to do that, but, you know, with a great goal against Dundalk. But people will say it's only Dundalk, but he's got to start somewhere. But I do think it's a very, very good question. And I think at this moment in time, Pepe is probably thinking to himself, does the manager really fancy me? I think that it's going to be interesting how this pans out, because I think that the opportunities are going to be a little bit more limited for Pepe, if I'll be honest.
This one, I mean, this on the same subject, Dan. Arteta has trust issues with Pepe, Ashley Maitland-Niles and some of the youngsters. Would that worry you about Martinelli when he's fit?
Yeah, it does massively. All I will say on that, though, to contradict what that's saying, is that he does like Eddie. He does seem to like Eddie. And when Martinelli comes back, I want to see Martinelli getting the chances that Eddie's had.
Yeah, 100%.
I think he is a better player. Listen, I don't dislike Eddie. I think Eddie actually gets quite a lot of harsh criticism, to be fair. I don't think he's going to set the world alight, but I don't think that's his fault.
The kids broke the record for the England under-21 goal-scoring record, and people were telling me, so it's England under-21s. Look at the players that are in that list.
Yeah.
Look at the players.
Alan Shearer's one of them.
Yeah.
Alan Shearer's one of them. I mean, the thing is with Eddie is, listen, he doesn't set the world alight. He brings a lot of energy and he's a nuisance to defenders. But I don't think he is going to be a 30-goal season striker for Arsenal. But Arteta's given him the chance to prove himself. He's a squad player. And Arteta's given him the chance to prove himself. Martinelli needs that when he comes in, you know, because I don't feel like Ainsley Maitland-Niles has been given that chance. I don't feel like Bellerin has been poor against Leicester and Leicester and Man United, but he was before that, and Maitland-Niles was just not getting a look in. And Cedric was coming in on the team on Thursdays. So he seems to be just keeping some players like Maitland-Niles out of it. And that frustrates me, because I'd rather see some of the others, like Saliba, for example, getting a chance ahead of Mustafi. Joe Willock was brilliant the other night. I'm not a huge fan either. I think along with Eddie and Nelson, I think they all need loan moves, but I think they're three players that are going to be needed in the squad for the time being. Smith Rowe's now fit, so he's now got some options. I think, lastly, touching on the Pepe thing, I think for me, we have to see him down the centre more now, because I just feel that there is a position for him there. And when I have seen him play there against Liverpool at Anfield last season and in the FA Cup final against Chelsea, he was an absolute terror against He's the only player to have dribbled past Van Dijk still, and he was an absolute nuisance in the FA Cup final. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, he does need to. It does worry me, but I think that he will get get it right when Martinelli comes back.
He gives Saka plenty of game time, Dan, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yeah, and rightly so, because, you know, Saka, for me, has been our most threatening player at 19 years old. In the front line, we've got some issues going forward at the moment, but he's the one trying to make things happen. He's done more than Aubameyang this season, in my opinion, Saka, and he's definitely done more than Lacazette, Willian and Pepe. So, yeah, listen, forwards, as I said right at the start, forwards is an issue. That's the negatives of our season so far. If we can get this front line firing, we've got a chance of doing very, very well this season, because we sorted things out in the back and in midfield now. So let's see what happens.
I just want to bring this one in here because we don't get this. You don't get this very often. This one comes in from Matt. He's a Manchester United fan. Credit to Arsenal. Already after half a season, you can see what Arteta's. You can see the plan Arteta has got, while Solskjaer is still struggling to find a formation. Great game yesterday, lads. Yes, Matt. Thanks for coming in and thanks for coming along and having a view of us. Yeah, it was a great game yesterday. I think the better team won. At the end of the day, but thanks for coming along, mate.
Quicker they get Pochettino in, the better.
Yeah,
so?
I agree with that. Yeah,
and what's Pochettino? Why? Right, I don't get this. What's Pochettino ever done?
He got a terrible side that everyone hates to a Champions League final.
Yeah, and the top four consistently. I think he's a good manager.
Yeah.
I do.
I think he's a great manager, and I think if he was backed in the transfer market, I think we would have been more worried at Tottenham. Because
they backed the other one, didn't they? You know what I mean? More
exactly. They backed him.
I mean? So.
Great manager wins things. Sorry, Mark.
Hello.
Well, I've lost it now. I had a question for you. Yeah, I had a question for you, but
was it the one about the guy in the bottom left-hand corner looks disinterested?
No, but it's actually there. Actually,
there was another one about who said something. The Shade Chaser one knows absolutely nothing or something. That was quite good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I'm just a fan. I'm not a professional pundit. I'm just a fan who loves the Arsenal, and I'll talk about the Arsenal. I love talking about it, but please don't start judging me on professional punditry because I don't see any of these Big Macs. By the way, I've just got to put this out there. They never turn up at my door. This delivery, it never arrives.
They're for management.
Oh, right.
They're for management. All right then, Mark. Let's go. Aston Villa. Aston Villa's our next game at the Emirates Stadium.
Yep.
How important is it that we follow up the Manchester United result? I mean, I know we've got
Thursday night. Yeah,
I know we've got a Europa League game in the middle of it all, but in the league, how important is it that we follow up?
Hugely important. There's absolutely no point going to Old Trafford and getting the first big win in God knows how many years if you're then going to chuck points away at home against Aston Villa. There's no point. You've got to be consistent in this. But this league is topsy-turvy at the minute. You know what I mean? It's all over the shop, isn't it? So anybody who can string a run of consistent results together is going to give themselves one hell of a chance of finishing in the top four. You know, if we can go on a 10-game run, and like you said earlier, Craig, quite rightly, that we've got the big guys out of the way. And where we're at now, you know, if we can start putting some of these other teams to the sword, start banking some points over this Christmas period, you know, if we can, like I say, if we can get 10 big wins in a row, we could be bang up there. You know, I don't think any of us, are thinking we're going to win the league, but we've got to get back into the Champions League to start attracting the ORs and stuff like that, so that we can start building on this spine that we're starting to create. You know, so yes, I think we can, we should, and I think we will beat Aston. We can. Yeah,
I think we will too, Lee. What I will say though is, Lee, do you think that there is any advantage to teams coming now, and the advantage with us as well? You know, did we have an advantage yesterday going to Old Trafford with no Manchester United fans in the ground? You know,
yeah, I think of course it is. 100%. I think, of course, it is. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I don't know how other guys feeling it. When I'm watching other games now, I'm not interested. It's not great watching other teams because the atmosphere is not there. You know, the sooner Arsenal and all the other teams get the fans back in like it used to be, the better. But I think it's a long, long way off. And I do feel that, I think it's always, listen, you know, these places are a lot tougher to go. But also it can be a disadvantage as well as an advantage, because would Arsenal sometimes be playing this game across the back with 60,000 fans at the Emirates going, oh, bloody, like all that all the time, you know. So they've got a little bit more relaxed when the ball goes fizzing across. So I think from you know, I think it's something I feel. I feel sorry for players at the moment. You know, I feel sorry for like Partey playing in a game like that yesterday. You know, none of the Arsenal fans here to see it, and the buzz of it for any professional footballer at the moment with no fans. It must be really, really tough. So, but I do think there is a slight advantage when you're going away from home now without that fans, you know, 60,000 fans against you or whatever. But it is what it is, isn't it? And you know, I don't realistically know what the average or the statistic is. Is there more away wins now? There probably is, I suppose. But we'll have to wait. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
A Viennese well, by the way, is the answer to David Hine.
I'll bring that up in a minute. I'll bring that up now. Look, David wants to know what's Mark's recommendation on biscuits to have with the coffee. Viennese well, is it?
All day.
Very nice.
Well.
Actually, very nice then. They're
Not for
very
me,
nice.
mate.
Ah, sorry. No,
Are
they're
you
not for...
more of a ginger nut?
I do like ginger nut. Yeah, I do like ginger nut. I like
I bet he's not. I bet he eats rich tea.
He's a hobnob. He's a hobnob guy. He's a hobnob.
I like the old digestive chocolates, but it has to be the dark chocolate. And there's also I like them McVitie's creams. You can't get them very often. I'm gonna show them on the show next week.
So this is what the fees are going on. He's not just having biscuits; they've got cream in them. You're paying him too much, Crow.
I know. Lone Star Londoner Dan comes in. No February fixtures. Mould, Villa, Leeds, Mould, Wolves. Big month. Must build on yesterday. I mean, that's, you know, Villa, Leeds, and Wolves. I think that, you know, there's no reason.
They're all winnable.
They're winnable, Lee. But what worries me is Villa have spanked Liverpool, and I know they've been on a bad run of form since. Leeds is going to be a very tough game. They're a great side. And then Wolves as well. Again,
easy games.
They're not easy. They're not easy.
I think the odds of the opposition are better for us, though. I don't think that. You know what I mean? I do think that with the team at the moment.
Yeah, I think you got a point there, mate. I think that, you know, we've proven that over the last few months, haven't we? With Man City, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool. But this might sound a little bit optimistic now, but I'm expecting 9 points. I'm expecting 9 points against Villa, Wolves, and Leeds. I am, because I don't think we should be scared of these three teams. We've got Wolves and Villa at home, which we should try and do well against. And Leeds are no mugs, don't get me wrong, but they have just been promoted to the Champions League, from the Championship. And I think when you look at, I think they're losing already at the moment to Leicester at home. So we should be able to go there and send them over. So, yeah, 2-1 Leicester at the moment. Why should we not go there and take 3 points? And that gives us 9 points going into the biggest one, which is the North London derby. So I'm confident. You know, on Thursday nights at the moment, we should be looking at playing some of the Deadwood and the youngsters. You know, the Willocks and Nelsons deserve their chance, the Ballagans. And then we keep our players, the team that we had yesterday, keep it as fit as possible for the league games, because I think that is working in midfield and it's balancing our midfield to go forward. And with that midfield, Craig, I am confident against the Wolves and Villas at home. Yeah, they're going to be tough. Absolutely. They've got some brilliant players that can make it very, very difficult for us, and so have Leeds. But we are definitely the favourites going into this. But I want to see the right players playing. If the Chakas and Mustafis come in again, then I'm not confident with those 3 games. And I think that that's why it's so important that if we rotate, we're rotating with the right players on the Thursday nights and not the Chakas and Mustafis coming in. I do not want to see that, because then I won't be confident against Leeds, Wolves or Villa. But with the team that we had yesterday, I think we've got enough, as long as we can take some of our chances to take 3 points against those sides. We shouldn't be worried. We shouldn't be fearing those 3 teams.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. I agree with you. I think they are tough games, but yes, I think they're winnable. But like, there's no easy game there.
No, not at all.
So we're going to have to wait and see, lads. We're going to call time on it this week. The same old Arsenal USA will be with you this evening or this morning because it's election day in the USA tomorrow, and I don't think it would be a very good night to do a podcast. So they're actually going to do their podcast tonight. So if you're around, if you're watching us from that part of the world, you can watch the same old Arsenal. I believe it's 6 o'clock PST, 9 o'clock EST on the channel with the bearded Gooner and his guests. Lee Judges, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's always nice when we've had a win. I do enjoy it a little bit more when we've had a win. I've got to say.
Absolutely.
You
Dan,
love a rant, Lee. Don't lie.
I do.
You love a rant. I feel like we've missed your rant. Can we have a look at something else? Have you not got anything else to get off your chest?
It's not classed as a rant.
No, not at all. I'm happy. I'm a happy boy.
I've known Lee for a long time now, and it's not. I know when he's having a real rant because it's all in the teeth. If you don't see the teeth, it's not rant, and he's not mad. Yeah, when you see the teeth, he's cross. Dan, thank you very much for joining us, mate. I hope you have a fantastic birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday for tomorrow.
Enjoy your day, mate, and we'll see you.
What you got?
You going on Friday for the team talk? Aston Villa?
Yeah, cheers. Yeah, cheers, boys. Appreciate that. Hopefully have a good birthday just before the second lockdown. And Friday night, we'll be back 7 o'clock, me and Manny, as always. And we'll be with an Aston Villa fan from Villa Together podcast. So, yeah, please join us 7 o'clock on Friday for that one.
Excellent stuff. And Mark, my thanks, mate, for coming on and
and eating.
I didn't
really do anything, to be honest.
But, you did?
Dan, can I just say, Dan, more importantly than all of that is, Dan, how can we help you with your Movember thing that you're doing?
I didn't even know he was doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I have shaved, to be honest. If you can, please donate. Obviously, I'm doing November through my charity Health Watch Essex that I work for. So if you can go to the Health Watch Essex, please like, subscribe, and donate anything that you can for a good cause. November. This will be getting more and more every week, hopefully. Until
we're going to get that up on Twitter. We'll get that up on Twitter. If you're doing that for a good cause. You can. You've got the login for the Twitter only, so get on there, mate. Bang it up.
Thank you
for charity. That's great.
Thanks for having me.
As always, mate. As always, a pleasure. A pleasure. As always. People saying put a link in the description. What we'll do is we'll put it up on Twitter, and you can go donate there. So,
cheers,
a Europa League game on Thursday. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Mould, is it? Mouldy.
Yeah, that's just reminded me I've got some cheese in the fridge.
Oh, nice. A game against Aston Villa on Saturday. Dan will be with you on Friday, 7 o'clock with a team talk, the game at the weekend, and then, of course, we'll see you again on Monday for another Same Old Arsenal podcast. Until we see you then, take care of yourselves and each other. Up the Arsenal.
Go on, you Gunners.
Go on, you Gunners. Enjoy your biscuits.